I'm Erin Husband, and this is The Social Media Show. Today we're going to be talking to Dave Morris from Gundaker Commercial about how social media is affecting the ever-changing real estate market.
I've been in the business about 22 years now. I manage 29 brokers, commercial real estate brokers who specialize in office, industrial, retail, land, investment sales. The Gundaker name has been around for about 40 years. We're the local office for the national firm of Grubb & Ellis, and we're the third largest commercial real estate firm here in St. Louis.
An expert in his field, David recognizes there are some unique challenges to incorporating social media into the commercial real estate industry.
Traditionally, it's a very conservative industry. We really have to appeal and communicate on the levels of the corporate executive, and given that predominantly their age, most of them aren't plugged into any kind of social media. I think that's a trend that's going to be changing. You have people going into LinkedIn and some of the larger platforms, but many of the other social media is just too busy for them and they don't get it, so consequently they don't do it. I'm trying to stay proactive about it because I have a set of brokers who are younger, who grew up on the internet, who grew up on Facebook and things like that, who are really integral in this. Kind of their leader, I find it important to jump into it and get an understanding of the basics of social media so I can interpret how they could apply it to their business, because as they grow and as their peer group grows into leadership positions, this is going to be a formidable way to communicate and to learn about people and opportunities and things like that. Again, just like the social networking is all about, it's not just about who's the biggest company in the world, it's who you know and who you feel comfortable working with. So I primarily encourage that. Our industry has made, obviously with this economy, has made a huge, huge shift in its fundamentals. And I adopted a slogan last year for our group, which was innovate urgently. And the ways of doing business in the past will not necessarily apply in the future. So one of the ways you can innovate is doing things different. And one of the ways of doing that is applying social media into how you go about doing your business, because it's free. It doesn't take very much time at all, and with the cost of print advertising, even if it's going to be around in the next 24 months, it's a huge, huge expense for a wasted audience that you don't need to communicate with. So if you can really hone in on a tight group or a broad group of people within your social circles, that's huge.
David feels that personal contact is still key for gaining business, but he also believes that social media does have a tailored spot in his industry.
I think it's just one other channel to be able to communicate to the broad market. I don't think it's a direct means for getting business necessarily. Our traditional means are making direct contact in the formal way, things like that. But I don't think it takes any really additional time for somebody to send out a tweet or to post something on LinkedIn that is informational and just shows you as the market leader. Part of a protocol I go through before meeting with a new client or something, I look at LinkedIn to see if somebody is on there, to see if their company is on there, get information about their company that I otherwise would have been walking in blindly. Certainly to the extent that we have connections that are somewhat shared, so you can kind of do some name dropping. I've had that happen specifically a couple of different times, whereas effectively where I name dropped on somebody who we both knew, and the client was, oh, you know Kathy? Yeah. The mistake I've seen, because it leads to what you need to do in my opinion, people will post and they'll put their information and then it's static. They expect something magical to happen. It's like, okay, I'm a real estate broker, now I'm going to wait for my phone to ring. But you have to be proactive about it. You have to push information out. Sharing that information and being a source of expertise is, I think, what people really need to be doing that they're not. People don't want to do business with a company, they want to do business with an individual. And these social platforms allow that to really be broken down. So you can see the person on Facebook, you see the human side of the person, you see their kids, those kinds of things I think are going to be fundamental about the relationship building in the future.